and to despise another Muslim for not reaching that mark. And then the verses, they continue. قَالَ فَخْرُجْ مِنْهَا فَإِنَّكَ رَجِيمٌ. Get out of paradise, because verily you are the accursed one. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ لَعْنَتِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ. Upon you, ya Iblis, is my curse. The curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until the day of judgment. قَالَ رَبِّي فَأَنظِرْنِي. Oh my Lord, give me respite. إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. Until the day you resurrect every single individual. قَالَ فَإِنَّكَ مِنَ الْمُنظَرِينَ. Respite has been given to you, ya Iblis. إِلَى يَوْمِ الْوَقْتِ الْمَعْلُومِ. Until that appointed time and destination. قَالَ فَبِعِزَّتِكَ لَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. By your glory, by your honor, I will send the masses of these people astray. That's the promise of Shaytaan. The promise that we should make in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By your glory and your honor, we will strive hard, just like the devil strives hard, to bring our people out of the darkness into the light. قَالَ رَبِّي بِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي. Oh my Lord, because the wretchedness you've shown to me, the way you've despised me, لَأُزَيِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. I will glorify the world for them. I will allure the world for them. I will make it tempting for these people. That's how the world will become in front of the mass of these people. وَلَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. And then I will send the mass of these people astray from your path. Ya Rabb, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In another location we find, قَالَ فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. Because you sent me astray, Ya Rabb, I'm going to sit upon every single straight path. I'm going to sit there and wait for your followers. I'm going to wait for those followers who believe in you, Ya Rabb. I'm going to sit there and deviate these people away from your path. And then comes the action of Shaytaan. Inside Surah Al-A'raf. ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. I will come to your people from the front, from behind, from the right, from the left. And most of your people will never ever be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning I will mislead them from every single direction. That is the attack of Shaytaan. Imam al-Zamakhshari highlights, this is the way that an enemy attacks you. Enemy attacks you from every single direction. You don't know where the enemy is attacking you from. And that's what Shaytaan will do. And likewise, Ibn Abbas says that Shaytaan did not state that he will attack you from above the heavens. Because that is the place of al-ulu. That is a place of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That he's not going to come from that direction. Only from between you, from behind you, from your right, and from your left is the attack of Shaytaan. And the evidence that we find here, that after this we find, that what does Shaytaan do? The first mistake is the whispering of Shaytaan towards Adam. فَوَسْوَسَ إِلَيْهِ الشَّيْطَانِ قَالَ يَا آدَمُ هَلْ أَدُلُّكَ عَلَى شَجَرَةِ الْخُلْدِ وَمُلْكٍ لَا يَبْلَى. He whispered to Iblis. You know the Christians, they're right. They're the first person to make their mistake, that the woman is a devil. Go and read history. According to these people, a woman is a devil. Is what even they preach this. That was their belief. A woman is Shaytana. The Quran teaches us that the first one to fall into the trap was Adam. But Adam is what the Quran teaches us. So these people say that the whole entity of a woman is evil. Because of that initial mistake of Hawa, of Eve, that's why the whole of mankind is suffering today. But the Quran is the opposite. That's the justice of the Quran. Adam is the first one to fall into the mistake. Shaytaan whispered to Adam and he fell into the trap. When he said to him, should I not guide you towards the tree of eternity, and a kingdom that will never ever diminish? When previously he was told, فَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمْ إِنَّ هَذَا عَدُوٌ لَكَ وَلِزَوْجِكَ. Ya Adam, this is an enemy towards you and towards your wife. فَلَا يُخْرِجَنَّكُمَا مِنَ الْجَنَّةِ فَتَشْقَى. So he may try to take you out of paradise, and then you become the individual in a state of wretchedness, disparity. فَتَشْقَى, complaining. And that's why we've ended up upon this dunya. Complaining in this dunya. Because a real home of the believer, the real yearning for all of us is paradise. That's the real belief that we should have in our heart. There should be no yearning for this dunya. You're here for a temporary stage. Don't get so cling to this dunya. The real mu'min, la aisha illa aishul akhirah. The real living is the eternity of the akhirah. You was created from paradise. And you will return back to paradise with the belief of the mu'min. They don't enjoy and rejoice in the things of this dunya. Likewise, you find another verse, إِلَّا أَن تَكُونَ مَلَكَيْنِ أَوْ تَكُونَ مِنَ الْخَالِدِينَ وَقَاسَمَهُمَا إِنِّي لَكُمَا لَمِنَ النَّاصِحِينَ. The only reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preventing you from eating from the forbidden tree, the tree of eternity, because you may live forever. in paradise. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is stopping you. Doesn't want you to remain forever. This is only wiswas, the whispering of Shaytaan. Promising, وَقَاسَمَهُمَا. He promised to them. He swore to them. He gave an oath to them. He kept on promising this and this and that. He tricked them basically. And today on this dunya, we get tricked every single day. We get tricked of our land, our property, and our iman. So just like he tricked Adam alayhi salam, that concept of waqasamahuma, he swore allegiance to them. Our Muslims today, we want good for you. We want to give you freedom and justice. We want to liberate your countries. We want to give you a way of life. We want to give you the American dream. That's what we want to give you. This is what I say, to hell with the American dream. There is no American dream. Because the American dream is to kill your own people. Is to kill John F. Kennedy. Is to subjugate your own people. That's what the American dream is. That's what I mentioned previously. 1 in 3 young American teenagers have contemplated of committing suicide. Give them the American dream that you believe in then. 1 in 3 American teenagers seek hatred of the American dream, the American life that they live in. They want to commit suicide. Wallahi, we eat bread and we drink murky water. But those people in those lands, they're rejoicing. And that's why Rubai said this statement. That when he went in front of Rustum, who is the leader of the Persians. And he says to Rubai, what are you calling us to? Because Rubai was sent by Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. He said, what are you calling us to? What is so special that you people have? Once again, when he saw the state of this companion, he said, what do you have? What's so special about you? We are a people being sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take you out from ibadatul awthan, or ibadatul wathaniya, worshipping of idols, ila tawheed, to the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمِنَ الضِّيقِ الدُّنْيَا إِلَى سَاعَتِهَا, from the wretchedness of this world to the expansion of the real world of the hereafter. That's what Islam is calling people to. Tranquility and peace, no matter what you possess of this dunya, to bring you out into the real thing. That's what the teachings of Islam is. So this trickery of Shaytaan that we find of tricking Adam. Then told again, Inna Shaytana lakuma aduwwun mubin. Indeed, for both of you, Shaytaan is nothing but a clear enemy. Then we are told, Ya bani Adam, la yaftinannakum Shaytan. Oh children of Adam, referring to us now. Don't let Shaytaan trick you. Don't let him deceive you. Kama akhraja abawaykum min al-jannati. Like he took your forefathers, took your parents out of paradise. The son, the child, should always be smarter than the parents. Should never make the same mistakes. But unfortunately, we're making even more dire mistakes than Adam and Hawa. Innahu aduwwun mubin, throughout the Quran. For you, he's a clear enemy. Innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. Indeed, towards you, he's a clear enemy. Inna shaytana lakum aduwwun fattakhiduhu aduwwa. Ya ayyuhal insan, O mankind. Shaytan is an enemy towards you. Fattakhiduhu aduwwa. Take him as an enemy. Don't belittle him. Don't find it trivial. He is a clear-cut enemy. So take him as an enemy. And do not follow the footsteps of Shaytan. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. Never ever follow the footsteps of Shaytan. Never open the big door that leads to Shaytan that many people talk about. But at the same time, never ever open the small door. Because that small door is that continuous journey that eventually leads you to Shaytan. And it may sound something trivial. It may sound something, well, that doesn't really make sense. But through personal experience of life, that when a person begins to do certain actions, then you know they're continuing that journey of entering into much greater things. Even a simple thing of cigarettes has been proven. Most people who take heroin, who smoke marijuana and cannabis, the journey begins through the taking of cigarettes. That's where the journey begins. So it may seem something trivial. It's only a cigarette, but that is the journey. It may seem only like a sip of drink, but that is only a journey towards alcohol, al-khamr. It may seem only a small trivial relationship or friendship between a girl and a boy, and it leads to something else. So those small doors are the doors that should be even more sealed. Because the greater doors, many people are aware about those greater doors. That is the war against creation. Not just against Muslims, but against the whole of humanity. Ulama have written books called Talbis Iblis, the devil's deception. The deception of the devil. What is the trickery that Shaytaan plays upon insan? The first trickery, or the first thing that Shaytaan wants from individual, his first thing is to commit kufr. To deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To give up Islam and to commit shirk in its various forms. That's the first thing. وَمَا يُؤْمِنُ أَكْثَرُهُمْ بِاللَّهِ إِلَّا وَهُمْ مُشْرِكُونَ. Most people believe in Allah, but they commit shirk. That's the first thing that Shaytaan wants, is to enter through that door. You find people are civilized, people who dakatira, people are asatidha, people are professors, people are literate individuals, people are skilled in their fun, in their science. Yet when they return home, they go and bow down in front of a statue. You say he's an intellectual individual, well-read, well-versed, but yet this individual worships an idol, because that is the deception of Shaytaan. And likewise we find is to commit shirk in all of its forms. Al-riya, showing off. Al-ujub, al-sum'ah, to be heard, to be respected by people, is another deception of Shaytaan that many people fail to understand. To seek privileges and honor is a deception of Shaytaan. And then we find the third trickery of Shaytaan is to create innovations amongst people. People say, well, why are you so harsh towards innovations? Let people believe in whatever they want to believe in. As long as it seems something good, let these people do these actions. Sufyan al-Thawri said that the committing of innovations is more beloved to Shaytaan than the committing of ma'siyah, than disobedience. Because when you commit sins, one day, as Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah mentioned, رُبَّ طَاعَةٍ يَجُرُّكَ إِلَى مَعْصِيَةٍ. Your obedience one day could lead you to disobedience. How is it possible that obedience can lead you to disobedience? Because you become arrogant in your obedience. You think it's just me, myself and I. I'm the only chosen one of God, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that attitude leads you to disobedience. And then at the same time he mentions the opposite. وَرُبَّ مَعْصِيَةٍ يَجُرُّكَ إِلَى الطَّاعَةِ. And perhaps a disobedience pushes you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you commit a sin, many individuals, they begin to reflect upon their life. Even the Anbiya, the ulama of Tazkiyah, they write that when the prophets made the mistake, they became greater individuals than before that sin. And that's what a Muslim is. Every time you fall, you get up and you strive harder. Because that is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Returning back to Ibrahim, فَتَلَقَّى آدَمُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ. Adam received some words of inspiration from his Lord when he made that initial mistake. What are those words of inspiration? A supplication that we probably pray every single day, but we never seem to pay attention to it. رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Our Lord, we have transgressed our own souls. Every time you commit a sin, that is zulm. That is a transgression upon your own self. So that's why the mu'min always prays this supplication, that we've transgressed our own souls. And if it's not innovations, then it's disobedience. That is the other door that Shaytaan makes people go, or Muslims go astray. Is to make individuals disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the various sins. The major sins that we find that is striking the Muslims at the moment. Amongst them we find is gambling and alcohol. How thriving is alcohol and gambling amongst the Muslims. When the Quran, if you look at Surah Al-Ma'idah, the 5th chapter of the Quran, verses number 90 and 91, you don't find no verse in the Quran like this, making something haram. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly lays out to stay away from this evil action or these evil actions. فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ. These actions, رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ, is from the handiwork of Shaytaan. فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَنْ يُوقِعَ بَيْنَكُمُ الْعَدَاوَةَ وَالْبَغْضَاءَ فِي الْخَمْرِ وَالْمَيْسِرِ وَيَصُدَّكُمْ عَنْ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَعَنِ الصَّلَاةِ فَهَلْ أَنْتُمْ مُنْتَهُونَ. Indeed, Shaytaan, through the use of gambling and alcohol and liquor, wants to create animosity and hatred amongst your own self, and take you away from the dhikr of Allah, and take you away from salah. فَهَلْ أَنْتُمْ مُنْتَهُونَ. Will you not abstain from these evil actions? Then what other type of sins do you find common in our society? Well, I don't gamble and I don't drink. Illicit behavior. الشَّيْطَانُ يَعِدُكُمُ الْفَقْرَ وَيَأْمُرُكُمْ بِالْفَحْشَاءِ. Shaytaan orders you with poverty, promises you poverty. He says to you, don't spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't give charity, you will become poor. And likewise, وَيَأْمُرُكُمْ بِالْفَحْشَاءِ, orders you with all types of illicit behavior. Lewdness, promiscuity, free mixing, sexual interaction, laughing, joking, all of this with the opposite sex is all nothing but al-fawahish. Is nothing but evil things. Don't get me wrong. When these people, even Muslims, are talking about, we need rahatul qalb. Ya Shaykh, we need a time to alleviate ourselves. We need to be with the opposite sex to challenge one another. Fi tarbiyah wa ta'lim. In education, that the challenge is there. So I can challenge the woman. I can challenge the other sex. I need to relax my mind to be in fair speech with somebody who's sitting in front of me. Go and look at the schools around this country. You find a boys' entrance and a girls' entrance. Why? And why do boys stem in education when it's only a boys' education? Why do they thrive in education? You placing them with women, what happens to those same boys who achieve those same grades? Their grades begin to plummet. And if you want to challenge my words, then challenge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقْ وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not know what He has created? And He's the most subtle and the aware. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lying in the Quran when He states زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ, beautified for mankind is the love of women. So degrade that verse from the Quran and say that everything in society is acceptable. This is the way we educate ourselves. This is the way we have conferences. This is the way we sit with women in front of us. We come on television with women in front of us. We debate with women. We sit with women. We drink with women. And when na'udhu billah, we sleep with women. That's what's going to happen. That's nothing but al-fawahish. The deception of the devil. That's what it really exists amongst these people. Sickness in their heart. When you preach to these people to remove these obstacles. They say, well, you're living in a mental age. You're not living in the 21st century. Challenge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in those precautions that He's laid out. The Quran states clearly, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا, never ever go near zina. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never said, وَلَا تَفْعَلُوا zina, don't do zina. He said, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا zina, never go near anything that takes you near zina. And that's destroyed our shabab. أُقْسِمُ بِاللَّيْلِ الْعَظِيمِ. The thing that destroyed many of our youth in this country is women has destroyed them. Their lust and their desires takes them away from the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya ma'shar al-shabab, man istata'kum, whoever amongst you, O young men, has the ability to marry, let them marry. It will protect your private parts. It will protect your chastity. It will preserve your iman. Indeed, marriage is half of your iman. And we're not harsh. We don't need to speak to no woman who's not our mahram towards us. That's the way we should be. That's the way Muslims should be. This flirtatious speech that you find among sisters, the way they talk to a man, that's not the speech of Ummahatul Mu'mineen. Never ever deceive your voice in front of a man. Even though we know that a woman's voice is not aura. But if you deceive your voice, treachery, this sort of love and affection, then that's forbidden according to the Sharia. You speak according to the Quran, Surah Ahzab, you speak clear words and words even full of harshness to a man who's not related to you. As for this flirtatious behavior, even under the disguise of Islamic seminar, the way that people speak to one another, it's against the Sharia given to the Prophet Muhammad and his talbis iblis, is the deception of the devil. That's what it does. It destroys homes. It creates rancor. It creates jealousy. Because when the Prophet Muhammad stood with Safiya and the companions walked past and they began to rush, and he said to them, take it easy. Or the words, paraphrasing them in today's language, indeed it's only my wife Safiya radiallahu ta'ala anha. They said, we're not really worried about that, because we trust you. But the thought may have come into their mind that the Prophet Muhammad is standing with a strange woman. He's standing with a strange woman that's not related to him. So he rebuked them and he taught them this lesson. That indeed, this is my wife Safiya. And indeed, Shaytaan runs through the veins of a human being like blood runs through your veins. Never put yourself in a position of shak, of doubt, that people could accuse you. That's what a real man is. Never been placed in that situation. But at the same time, humbleness belongs. Love and affection belongs only to your spouse and your family. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Even people might say you're harsh, you're rude towards women. I don't care if I'm rude towards women who got nothing to do with me. It's my intimate family that Islam teaches you. Your mother, your sister, your daughter, your aunts, your grandmother, and those that your right hand possesses and those spouses underneath you. That's where love and affection belongs. but correctness in everything else that you do, as long as you don't go over the mark. That is nothing but al-fawahish, the opening the doors of illicit behavior. And likewise we find this war is ongoing, not even a hidden war. إِنَّهُ يَرَاكُمْ هُوَ وَقَبِيلُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا تَرَوْنَهُمْ. Indeed, he and his people and his tribe see you from where you cannot see him. And that's why the ulama have said, based upon the hadith, that indeed the devil, Shaytaan, Iblis, his arsh is al-ma, is upon the ocean. And his famous hadith, that his comrades, his soldiers go out in the land. And they come back and this one says, I made him commit this sin. I made him commit this sin. I made this one eat riba. I made this one do this. He says to all of them, you've done nothing. And then going back to what I've just mentioned earlier, then you'll begin to understand. One of them comes, he says, I made a man divorce his wife today. Pats him on his back and says, you are my companion. Anta sahibi, you're my friend. Well done. Because divorce destroys a family, destroys a nation, destroys children. And that's what our community is suffering from today. People don't know the meaning of marriage. People only know al-awatif, love and affection. I love you. And what you possess, that's not what marriage is based upon. Shallow understanding of hub. Marriage in Islam is based upon love and the hardships that you go through. The children that the woman bears. The raising of those children. The taking care of the family. That's why the Quran says, "Ar-rijalu qawwamuna minan nisa." A man is stronger than women. Not stronger in his physical nature. Stronger in his ability to control the house. That's what it means. The real understanding of the Sharia. But men today don't know how to take care of their families. That's why their women walk loose. Their women speak loose. And that's their evil society, that Muslim society has become like that today. The real man doesn't have that in his house. But unfortunately we want to follow these ways of life, and that's why divorce has become rampant amongst Muslims. If you read the statistics of divorce amongst Muslims, and even so-called practicing Muslims, over petty things, shallow things, because that's what this society is breeding to you. Once again, the deception of ghazwul fikri, the mental capacity of this society, teaches you, I'm a woman in my own right. I can get my own job. I can get my own funding. I can get my own welfare. I can get my own flat. I can get my own home. I can get my own state benefit. I don't need you in my life. What is that? Deception of the devil. If it's justified, then any sheikh will tell you, leave this man. But over something petty and trivial. And then other sisters will advise them, if it was me in your shoes, I would have thrown him out time ago. How can another Muslim, practicing Muslim, a man never ever would advise another man? Never advise another man to behave in such a manner. And first thing, a man would never speak to another man about such a situation. And if he did, will advise him correctness. That is to do with you, rectify yourself. Rectify your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Give the due rights. Do what is according to the Quran and the Sunnah. Never turn around and say to another man, well, there's something petty, just go on and get married again and get on with your life. That's what we're living in our society at the moment, is once again the deception of Shaytaan. And then we find that Shaytaan, that he will come and make this change creation. Change the way that we behave. Has been documented inside Surah An-Nisa, in the 4th chapter of the Quran, verse 119. وَلَأُضِلَّنَّهُمْ وَلَأُمَنِّيَنَّهُمْ وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ فَلَيُبَتِّكُنَّ آذَانَ الْأَنْعَامِ وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. I will misguide these people. I will create false aspirations in humanity. I will make them slit the ears of the cattle. وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. I will command them and they will change the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go and read modern works of tafsir. What is the meaning of changing the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Current day extraction, ulama have written. Because some of you think we don't really know what's happening in society. The wearing of an earring for a man. فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. Change the natural essence of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To pierce one's ears is only for a woman, for zina, for beauty. To pierce her nose is for beauty. The culture that she lives in is allowed. As for a man to pierce his ear, that's not from a Muslim's etiquette to behave in that manner. And likewise we find, if that doesn't concern a Muslim, shaving. This is the evidence from the Quran. Surah An-Nisa, 4th chapter, verse 119. فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. They will change the creation of Allah. Challenge any man whose face doesn't grow unless they live in the land of Malaysia, Indonesia, whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created him like that. The natural fitrah of a man is his beard grows. That's the natural fitrah of a man. فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. They'll begin to change the khalq Allah, the natural creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if people come, Ya Shaykh, you look barbaric like that. You look trivial like that. You look scruffy like that in front of the non-Muslims. And tidy yourself up. I don't care about those people. Because I know, as I mentioned many times, who I want to be with. And that's with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And with the companions. So people look down upon us, that's the way we are, that's the way we're going to carry on our life and throughout our journey. We're not going to change that. فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقُ اللَّهِ. And even this instigation of shaving only is the beginning of, when was it? 1911 or 1914, when Gillette invented the razor. And the first words that Tarzan, living in the jungle, who's already clean shaven. It's quite strange, isn't it? What's the first words that he learns? Razor, razor. They show him the razor, teach him these words. Since a baby's been in the jungle, his beard should be very long. He's clean shaven. Allah musta'an. And I know what the sisters are thinking, how does it concern us? فَلَيُغَيِّرَنَّ خَلْقُ اللَّهِ. Ulama have said, according to the hadith, the plucking of one's eyebrows. Surah Al-Hashr, 59th chapter of the Quran, verse number 7. Go and read that verse and go and read the tafsir of Yaqub. That a woman who plucks her eyebrows. I'm not worried about women on the street. Practicing women will go and pluck their eyebrows. So what lesson are you going to give to other people? فَلَيُغَيِّرُنَّ خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. Change. Even ulama talk about women. If you imitate fashions, you imitate dress, you imitate the way that you keep your hair, as women who are baghiyat, fahishat, ariyat, فَهُوَ haram عَلَيْكُنَّ. If you imitate fashions of women who are liberal, who are immoral, who are prostitute in their nature, who dress indecently in public, Muslim woman can't imitate such a woman. Can't cut her hair like that. Can't dye her hair like that. Can't dress like her. Because you're taking them as a role model. Go back and read the works of the ulama. But at that stage, we don't want to read the works of the ulama. We don't want to read those works. We don't want to follow those works. We want to pick and choose. Because Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah said, if I want to serve my husband, I can. It's only a custom. If I want to, that's what women say today. It's only a custom. It's once again the devil's deception. I've never found those words of Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah in my life. I've never found those words. Because the consensus of the ulama is that even though it's not obligatory, but out of the good nature of the meaning of marriage, fiqh zawaj. The fiqh of zawaj is that the woman should serve the man like the man serves the woman. By that time, well, Shaykh, we don't want to listen to that fatwa. We don't want to read that hadith. Once again, talbis iblis, deception of the devil. And after all these types of attacks and the committing of sin and ingratitude, what is the end result of this individual and his force? Has been described by the Quran. La'anahu Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed this individual. وَمَنْ يَتَّخِذِ الشَّيْطَانَ وَلِيًّا مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ فَقَدْ خَسَرَ خُسْرَانًا مُبِينًا. Whoever takes Shaytaan as a wali, as a protector besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has clearly gone on a path of manifest loss. وَمَا يَعِدُهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ إِلَّا غُرُورًا. The only thing that Shaytaan promised you is just deception. Deception. And this word has been used in the Quran another stage as well. وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. What is this world except for a mere deception? Shaytaan only promised you deception. That's the only thing that insan does. أُولَٰئِكَ مَأْوَاهُمْ جَهَنَّمْ وَلَا يَجِدُونَ عَنْهَا مَحِيصًا. Those people who follow Shaytaan, the only thing that these people have is the ending of Jahannam. No escape will these people have from the evil abode of Jahannam. And the clear and the end is quite clear for this individual. وَإِنَّ جَهَنَّمَ لَمَوْعِدُهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Indeed, the final abode for this entity and the people that follow him is none other than the hellfire, Jahannam. He wants us to join that party or that group or those individuals. إنما يدعو حزبه ليكونوا من أصحاب السعير. Indeed, his party, his group, is only calling you to become